Students, in this video, we will discuss about Introduction to International Business. Introduction to International Business is Unit 1 part. So before directly jumping to the topic, that is meaning of international business, we should understand how the international business has been tried. So initially, there is no concept of international business. Initially, when the goods start traveling from one country to another country, it was known as international trade. Now, international trade, what happens is initially the country they generally export the raw material they are rich in. So, country exports the raw material and imports the raw material which they are lacking on. So, country keep on exporting raw material from one country to another country and keep on importing raw material from other country as well. Gradually, it has been realized that trading of raw material won't be a much profitable venture. To gain a profit for expansion, it has been realized that instead of export or trading of raw material, goods manufactured from the raw material should also be exported and imported. So next term which came into existence is that is international marketing. Now international marketing is all about when the company has shifted from export of raw material to export of goods, specific goods manufactured from the raw material. For example, say initially India export jute. So jute as a raw material, India keep on exporting. Gradually, India realized that more profit can be earned if company export goods manufactured of jute. So that is international marketing. What we are doing in international marketing, instead of export of raw material or trading of raw material, what company has started doing is company has started exporting raw material products manufactured from the raw material. So likewise, India has started exporting jute manufactured products. Same way, India is rich in cotton. So initially, we export cotton. India export cotton, and gradually they realized to export goods manufactured of cotton. Please make sure international marketing no customized goods being produced. So goods which we are exporting to other country and in case of international marketing are purely based on our domestic market. So we are manufacturing goods that we are manufacturing for our domestic market and we start exporting the product rather than raw material. In the last stage, it has been realized that export of material and export of product manufacture of material won't be that much of profitable since the acceptance of those products in the international market was not great. Reason is being whatever we have manufactured for the use of our domestic only. So companies start realizing to remain in the existence and competition, they need to manufacture product which suits to the requirement of the international market. So what companies start doing is companies start manufacturing products that suits to the domestic requirement of other country. So we have shifted our orientation from manufacturing product that suits to our domestic requirement to manufacturing products that suits to the requirement of international market. So we keep on manufacturing customized product and that customized products are being used and exported to other country. I'm going to give you one example of it. Like in India, we don't have product. We are India has great tanneries. We have very large tanneries, and in that tanneries, leather being processed. So if I'm taking an example of home decor industry, So in India, we don't have concept of having a cow hides as a carpet in India. So although we are having a cow hides, we are using it for manufacturing of certain products, but we are never manufacturing it as a carpet in India. So what companies have started doing is, although it's a great culture in international market, so in international market, if you go in UK and US and Germany, you generally find that they generally prefer carpet which is manufactured of hides, that is of leather. So cow hide stands for cow skin. So what we are doing in India is we are manufacturing and processing cow hides into a carpet, and what we are doing, we are exporting it to these countries, that is UK, Germany, and US. Is this clear? So what we are doing, we have shifted from international marketing to international business. Now, in international business, what we have done, we have customized our product as per the domestic requirement of host country, that is other country. Is this clear? So this is the genesis of international business. Initially, there was no international business; it was known as international trade. Gradually, it shifted to international marketing. In international marketing, we start focusing on goods manufactured of raw material rather than raw material. And in international business, we shifted to the manufacturing of customized products. Those products can be manufactured in our home country itself, or we can establish a manufacturing unit in the host country and keep on supplying goods as per their requirement and keep on manufacturing it. So that's how international business came into existence. Next, what does international business means? As it has the term international, so what it means that when the goods travel from one country to another country, or there is a trade transaction between two countries or more than two countries, so that transaction is known as international business. Like the definition says, all commercial transactions that take place between two or more regions, countries, and nations beyond their political boundaries. Right? So if there is a transfer or transaction or commercial transaction happening between the companies of two different nations, so that is known as international business. Make sure international business doesn't involve only export and import of goods. It involves services also. Like in the next definition, what it says, transactions of economic resources include capital, skill, people for the purpose of international production of physical goods and services such as finance, banking, insurance, construction, etc. So what we are doing, we are not only exporting our or importing goods from other country or from other country, we are also exporting services to other country and keep on availing services from different countries. The example is this: in case when the Delhi Metro was established and the construction of Delhi Metro was going on, so we are not that much technically skilled in going and digging and underground uh, a subway for the metro. So what we did, we avail services. We avail services that is from Japan, and the technical experts from Japan came to India, and they did that digging part being done by the technical expert from the Japan, not by us. So that is the exchange of services, and that exchange of services involves international business. Now, when we are going for international business, so it become essential to know a difference between international business and domestic business. So we have a certain broader points that differentiate between a domestic business and international business. The first major difference is currencies. Two nations has two different currencies. India has different currency, and if we want to trade with US, it has different currency. In India, we have Indian rupee. In US, we have US dollar. So it become a biggest challenge. In India, if we want to do trading, So we never think of in what currency we will going to get money. It will always be Indian rupee. But when we are going and doing international business, we have to think of that the payment or the amount we will be receiving, that will be in some other country's currency, or the payment we need to make is not in Indian rupee. It involves the currency of other country. So that become a major difference, major point of concern between domestic and international business, right? So involvement of different currencies impact international business, right? So suppose if we export goods to US, if we are exporting goods to US, so the person who has imported good to US will make payment to us in US dollar, and US dollar uh, won't be a feasible option in India. So what we have to do, we have to convert that US dollar into Indian rupee. So that means we are going for one more additional formality when we are going for international business, that we have to convert the foreign currency into our domestic currency, right? So that is the one of the major difference between domestic and international business. Second major difference is legal system. Legal system of two different countries are entirely different, right? Like I have given example of Saudi Arabia and United States. So in United States, they're having a different level of judiciary. So you can approach to from lower authority to higher authority. Getting point. But in Saudi Arabia, the legal system is entirely different. Getting point. So there's no thus like courts are there. Once the court has given their order, so it has to be implemented. There is no higher authority to apply for. But in United States, you have different level of authorities, and you can appeal against the order of lower authority to the upper authority. That's not the case with Saudi Arabia. So that's something which impacts international business. When you're going to do international business, so you have to take into consideration that the legal system you are in won't be available in the country you are doing your international business. The other country will have some other kind of legal system, and you have to abide by the rules and regulations provided by that particular country. So before going to international business, we need to make ourselves aware of the legal system of the other country. In domestic, there is no such kind of situation. In domestic business, we know the legal system we are in and what are the procedures we need to follow to get something done, right? What are the various judiciary system available, so we are aware of all the systems and all the rules and regulations. So it becomes some sort of ease when we are going for domestic business. But when we are going for international business, we need to make ourselves aware, because if we doesn't follow, if we doesn't abide by the rules, it will attract lots of penalty. Next major difference is culture. There is a major difference between domestic and international businesses culture. When we are going and doing our domestic business, we know what our people prefers, what kind of products they are looking for, what kind of services they want, and we try to provide that service in that particular manner which is in the limit of the cultural limitations. So we follow the cultural limitation and we provide our goods and services accordingly. But when we are going for international business, we are not much aware of the cultural requirement of other country. So before going to international business, we need to get ourselves aware of the cultural requirement. So what culture prevail in the other country? Like I'm going to give you an example of dishwasher. In Switzerland, there is a culture. That culture means that culture belongs that the housewives are very particular when they're going to perform their duties, and their primary duty is to make sure that their house is proper. They are serving their house, their husband and their children up to the maximum they can. So they don't want any kind of uh, relaxation, ease when they are going to perform their duties. So they take it a very pride that they're doing their housework by themselves. Right. There's a company which provides dishwasher in Switzerland. So initially they keep on promoting their dishwasher as there's a product which is very ease for the woman. And when it comes for the ease for the women, so Switzerland women are very particular. They don't want ease; they want to work hard for their family. So the product is not well perceived by the targeted customers. So it was not well accepted. So the what company did, they then what they go for the cultural study, then they find if you are going and making an advertisement, it says for the ease of the woman, so women won't buy it. So what they did, they instead of promoting as ease for the woman, they start promoting it. A dishwasher is something which wash dish, which clean dish up to a maximum cleanliness that can be, and it will help for the family. So it will provide proper hygiene to the family. So now the family has been involved. When it comes to the family, the woman accept the product, and it become a successful venture in Switzerland. So there's a cultural difference. The next point of difference is availability of resources. All the countries had different resources available with them. Some country is rich in some kind of resource, and other country may be rich in some other kind of resource. So available resources uh, makes a difference for domestic and international business. So domestically, we are at liberty, we are at privileged position to use those resources. But in case of international business, that's not the case. So before using and availing the benefits of the natural resources of the other country, you have to take lots of permission. But not in case of domestic business. Like India is rich in production of cotton. India is rich in production of turmeric. So we have those products in bulk. So we can have business for the turmeric and cotton. In the same manner, when we are going for the Middle East are rich in natural resource. So natural resource means they are rich in crude oil. So the crude oil available with the Middle East countries, that's give them a kind of privilege. Getting point. So we are like the person in India won't be that much of privilege, and then same manner the products available with India won't be available with the Middle East countries. So that's become a major difference between in domestic business and international business. Thank you.